The private life of French President Emmanuel Macron has always been a subject of curiosity for the public, not only because of his powerful position, but also due to the rumors surrounding his marriage to First Lady Brigitte Macron. There are many theories suggesting that Brigitte is actually a transgender person, that she was originally born with a different identity, but underwent a transition to achieve her current appearance. It doesn't stop there. Another rumor is even more shocking. Emmanuel Macron is actually bisexual, and his marriage is just a facade, covering up a dubious relationship between him and Alexander Belana, a former employee of the Élysée Palace. These rumors are not new. They have been spreading strongly for many years, especially since Macron was elected president of France in 2017. On forums, personal blogs, and even YouTube channels exposing the truth, the story about the French president's marriage is discussed widely in the land of wine. And whether it is truly as it seems, subscribe to Migan to not miss out on exciting videos. Guide. You are watching the True Crime channel, where we explore the most mysterious cases and thrilling stories together. And before we start unraveling today's mysteries, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to support us. Thank you all very much. Brigitte Macron, the wife of the French president, was born on April 13, 1953 in the city of Amiens, in northern France. She is the youngest of 7 siblings in the Chonios family, a well-known family in the local chocolate manufacturing industry. Coming from a prestigious family, Brigitte grew up in comfortable conditions, received a good education, and had a childhood without many upheavals. Amiens, her hometown, is an ancient city known for its distinctive European architecture, especially the Amiens Cathedral, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This is also where Emmanuel Macron, the future president, was born and been raised. Brigitte attended Catholic schools for girls before continuing her education, in Paris. She graduated from university and became a literature teacher and a lecturer in drama. Notably, throughout her teaching career, Brigitte was highly regarded by many students and colleagues for her creative teaching style, open-minded thinking, and enthusiasm for her students. Brigitte's younger years were not particularly noteworthy until she married Henri-Louis Augueil. A financial expert and mother of 3, this marriage remained quiet for nearly 2 decades before she met Emmanuel Macron, the student who completely changed her life. In the early 1990s, at Providence High School, Emmanuel Macron was considered the best student in the class, not only excelling academically, but also writing well, crafting excellent letters, and acting skillfully. It was Peggy who discovered and encouraged Macron's talent. This teacher frequently praised him, especially when they collaborated on writing plays and rehearsing together for a performance. These working sessions became an opportunity for them to spend more time together. Writing brought us closer together. We wrote scripts together, and gradually, I was completely won over by his intelligence, the First Lady of France shared. Macron's family soon realized that this relationship was not merely a teacher-student bond. Macron's mother even mistakenly thought that her son was infatuated with Peggy's daughter, but in reality, it was different from what she thought. When they realized something unusual, Macron's family immediately opposed it fiercely. Mrs. François met with teacher Chonios and said, "Well, don't you understand? You have your own life, but my son will have nothing with you." Macron's father, Jean Michael Macron, said he nearly fell off his chair when he discovered the relationship between his son and the teacher. He continuously contacted the principal and requested intervention. When all measures were ineffective, Macron's mother, Hunt, directly met with Peggy, earnestly requesting, "Please leave my son alone, let him focus on his studies until he grows up." But Behigitch's response left everyone in disbelief. "I cannot promise anything." This story not only stirred up the school but also became the talk of the entire city of Amiens. No one could understand why a 40-year-old woman with a peaceful family could fall so deeply in love with a young student. For Mr. Henry Louis Aichudai, Behigitch's husband, this was a major shock. Faced with the increasingly widespread rumors and his wife's terrible attitude, he chose to leave the family, cut off contact, abandon his career, and even leave all his assets to his wife and children. As for Emmanuel Macron, after graduating from Providence School, he moved to Paris to attend the prestigious Henry IV School. Throughout that time, Macron never gave up on his love. For over 15 years, Macron always promised, "We will meet again, and I will make you laugh." It wasn't until 2006, when the marriage between Brigitte and her former husband officially ended, that Macron returned and married Brigitte in the city of Le Toc. At that time, he was 30 years old, while she was 54, having been a mother to 3 children, and both also decided not to have children. The youngest president of France stated that aside from the age difference, he had decided early on not to have children. He was already a father to 3 children and had 7 step-grandchildren from his wife's side. He believed that it was not necessary for him to have more biological children. "When he decided to marry my mother, he came to meet us to inform us. That action was very strong. Not everyone can do that. Emmanuel wanted to make sure that we, the stepchildren of his future wife, would accept it." Tiffany Augier, the eldest daughter of Brigitte, shared with the public. This marriage became one of the most controversial romances in France, as well as a source of inspiration for many stories about love overcoming all barriers. But it was also because of the significant differences between them that countless conspiracy theories began to emerge. Among them was the most shocking rumor that Brigitte Macron was actually a transgender person. Rumors that the First Lady of France was transgender began to surface at the end of 2021, starting from an article by the magazine Fes Eductiman, a publication specializing in French conspiracy theories. Ratajari claimed to have investigated for 3 years and discovered irregularities in Brigitte Macron's personal records. According to Ratajari, there are no documents proving that the First Lady of France actually existed as a child. At the same time, this journalist also confirmed that there is no accurate information about Brigitte in the Chalmios family genealogy. This has raised suspicions that the wife of the French president is actually Jean-Michel Chalmios, a man who mysteriously disappeared in the late 1970s. This story quickly spread on social media, especially on Twitter and YouTube. Conspiracy theorists even created a series of evidence to support their argument, including comparing old photos, analyzing Mrs. Higgins' voice and gestures, and even questioning the legitimacy of her 3 children. In response to the spread of the rumors, Macron decided not to remain silent in December 2021 and officially filed a lawsuit against individuals and organizations that spread false information about him. The lawsuit targets those who disseminated and facilitated this conspiracy theory, including journalist Natasha Ray and social media platforms that fueled this baseless story. According to the lawyer, these allegations not only damage the First Lady's honor, but also affect the reputation of the entire Macron family. In particular, this misinformation could be part of a political smear campaign aimed at undermining President Emmanuel Macron's credibility. During the elections, after being sued, Natasha Ray had an interview lasting more than 4 hours with a YouTuber in which she continued to defend her argument. However, there is no concrete evidence to substantiate the information provided by this journalist. Nevertheless, rumors about Macron's behavior continue to spread widely, especially within communities, the government, the far right, and among conspiracy theorists. However, this theory has become increasingly credible as the First Lady of France lost this lawsuit. According to RT Channel, a judge in Paris dismissed Mrs. Brigitte Macron's lawsuit. For 2 women, they claimed in a YouTube program that the First Lady of France is actually her transgender brother. The judge ruled that the wife of French President Emmanuel Macron had filed a lawsuit on the grounds of public defamation, not for invasion of privacy and image rights violations. Although Mrs. Brigitte failed because the lawsuit was filed for the wrong purpose, the public increasingly believes that the circulating theories are entirely true. In response to rumors about his wife's gender, Mr. Macron appeared angry, the worst part being the misinformation with fabricated stories. People only believe what they want to believe and bother you, even with the most private matters. This incident once again highlights the severity of misinformation on social media, especially concerning celebrities or those with political status. This is also not the first time politicians and their spouses have become targets of baseless accusations. Alongside the rumors that the First Lady is transgender, the French president is also entangled in suspicions that he is actually bisexual and even has romantic relationships with many same-sex individuals in the political race. Even though there is no concrete evidence, these rumors have persisted for many years, especially since he took office in 2017. Specifically, during the presidential campaign, some political opponents insinuated that Macron had a romantic relationship with Alexandre Benalla. A former security staff member of the Élysée Palace, Benalla was once a senior bodyguard for Macron and had a particularly close relationship with the president. Notably, Benalla was not just an ordinary security staff. He was favored by Macron to the extent of being granted access to important areas within the president's affairs. He was even allowed to use official vehicles and a diplomatic passport while staying in a luxury apartment near the FN Tower. Even when Alexandre Benalla physically assaulted several protesters, the French president still allowed him to hold the position of bodyguard and deputy chief of staff at the Élysée Palace without notifying the police as required by criminal law. Moreover, several French newspapers claimed that Benalla was given access to the nuclear codes by the French president. French media cited that during Benalla's tenure at the Élysée Palace, the two were almost inseparable. The two were so close that Benalla went skiing with the president in the Pyrenees and cycling along the beach near Macron's resort in Le Touquet. According to the Telegraph, Emmanuel Macron stated during a hearing on July 26, 2018, that Alexandre Benalla never had the nuclear codes and was not my lover. Amidst the increasingly widespread rumors, the presidential office had to make the decision to dismiss him. Benalla was also arrested on charges of assault and impersonating a police officer. Notably, some newspapers even claimed that Macron had a similar relationship with Mathieu Gallet, the former CEO of the French National Radio. At that time, Gallet was a highly influential figure in the media industry and was believed to have special favor from Macron. In 2018, Mr. Gallet was unexpectedly dismissed from Radio France after being convicted of corruption. However, Frédéric Mitterrand, the former Minister of Culture, declared that this dismissal was actually intended to quell rumors of an affair between French President Emmanuel Macron and Mr. Gallet to calm public opinion. The rumors surrounding France's youngest president became more credible when the opening ceremony of the Paris 2024 Olympics became the focal point of heated controversies, not only because of performances deemed vulgar and offensive to religion. Many rumors suggest that this performance was approved because their president is gay and he expressed his fondness for the performance during the rehearsal. In light of these, it further leads the public to believe that the French president is actually bisexual and his marriage to Brigitte is merely a perfect facade to protect his image. Facing these rumors, Macron publicly responded, "If I were gay, I would say so. I have never hidden anything about myself. But if someone says that I have a relationship with Mathieu Gallet, then simply that is not true." In contrast to the president, Mr. Gallet has mostly remained silent on this issue, only stating that he is a victim of a covert political conspiracy aimed at overthrowing him. Nevertheless, the strong reaction of the French president to the rumors could not quell the suspicions. Public opinion is always obsessed with the private lives of powerful figures, especially influential politicians like Emmanuel Macron. In the history of French politics, there is no shortage of strategic marriages, where politicians marry not only for love, but also to protect their personal image, conceal their private lives, or simply to strengthen their political position. The fact that the French president chose to marry a woman 24 years his senior, waiting for her for 15 years, a rare story among political couples, raises even more doubts. People wonder whether this is truly a love story, a rare bond between two kindred spirits, or just a perfect facade, a disguise created to quell rumors about Macron's true gender. Even though these speculations have never been proven, in the world of politics, truth and public perception are sometimes two entirely different things. Whether the marriage of this president was a destined romance or a carefully calculated strategy, it will remain a topic of discussion for many years to come, and perhaps only those involved truly know the answer. Thank you for watching today's video. Is the romance between the most powerful man in France and this extraordinary woman truly a fairy tale in real life? How do the rumors surrounding their private lives make you feel? Is it the truth or just political maneuvers from the opposition to manipulate public opinion? Please leave your thoughts in the comments section below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and not miss the exciting upcoming videos on the True Crime channel. For now, goodbye and see you again.